Hi everyone, this is Sam from Computer Support Professionals. So today I would like to share some information about Microsoft Planner. Microsoft Planner is actually a tool that helps you gather the element of your project and create a project plan with beginning, middle, and the end. MS Planner basically is actually a part of Microsoft Office 365, and it's actually used by project managers or their team members. So think of a way to organize your team and assigning them tasks and how can you manage it and if it's due on the deadlines and things like that. So few of the features of Microsoft Planners are the individuals and teams which are using Microsoft Planners actually basically to get the visibility into their projects. So they stay up to date with the approaching deadlines and they actually have the ability to group and filter their tasks. So there are a few of the features which are schedule view. So you can basically schedule view allows the users to view all the tasks on a calendar, group and filter tasks. So filter your task by deadline and see what work is coming due soon. Now, the other option feature is collaborative task management. So, in my task option in Microsoft Planner, and can show you all the tasks related to your particular account or really attached to your particular ID, and you can actually attach those files in the tasks in Outlook, in your Outlook groups, teams, and more basically you can assign it to several team members as well. So yeah, that's quite good few features you can actually have with Microsoft Planner. Now the good thing which I really like about Microsoft Planner is that it also allows you to have email notifications sent. So if you have a deadline to meet or if you have tasks assigned, you'll actually receive an email notification as well. Now, how much does a Microsoft Planner cost? Normally, as I said earlier, the Microsoft Planner is actually part of the Office 365 suite, which you buy. So, in order for you to have the Microsoft Planner, you'll need to have at least a Microsoft Office 365 basic license. And as long as you have license, it actually activates and allows you to have access to the Microsoft Planner app. Now, how do we get access to Microsoft Planner? Is in order to have access, the first thing you need to do is log in your browser and go to portal.office.com, and then once you're logged in on office.com, you actually can see the apps. Click on the apps and you can click on the planner, and then once you click on the planner, it actually takes you to the planner page. Now if you don't have any planner, if this is the first time you're logging on to the planner page, it actually gives you the option of it's a blank page, so it actually gives you the option of creating the first plan. So in order to do that, what you need to do is click on create a plan. Now, plan name. Well, so what can you name the plan is for example, that can be related to the project you're working on. So for example, if you're working on a website designing project, or so you can say, naming for Contoso company. So you can name it as Contoso website design project, and you can name it as that, or depending on what projects you guys are working on, and then you can name it accordingly. So let's say we leave it as the website design project. Now the first thing is what you need to understand is what's the privacy settings for this particular project. So you have two options. So if you select public, what public does is it actually allows anyone in your organization to see that plan. So basically, even the people who are not part of the project of that particular project team can also still see it, as long as they're part of your Office 365 tenancy. They will be able to see the project, or you can actually set it as private normally, and the members which you will actually assign to this project are actually only the members which will be able to see it. So for now, we're actually gonna set up it as private so that we can see the options and what options further you can get. So let's click on create plan. It's actually creating a whole plan. It's creating the whole visit for you, and you have the project plan created for you. Now, in order for if you access this if this is a project, if this is an active project, and you're actually accessing it frequently, you can actually also pin it to your planner task list. So every time when you log in the planner, you can actually see it from the pin section of it. Now, in the project, when you have created your plan, in that you actually have the options of to-do list. You actually have the option of adding a new bucket, and you can add multiple buckets in there. So for example, so these are probably to-do task is something which you need to assign. You can add the project name, you can add a bucket name in the sense of you can say tasks required by admin name, and you can actually create a bucket based on that, or you can also have a bucket uh, tasks for accounts, and this will actually allow you to have multiple buckets in there. Now, for example, let's say we are working on a task which is related to the website designing. The prerequisites of the task, you can actually rename it as well, and you can say prerequisite to do what tasks. So for example, before starting up the project, you can click on add task, and you can say, okay, need to order domain. And what you can do is you can add that task. So that's the main mini version of it. Click on add task, and you can see that it actually has created a task for you. Now, if you want to expand it further, you can actually go in there in the tasks, edit, and that's the detailed view of the task. You can change the bucket. You can change the bucket to tasks required by admin. You can see what's the you can set up the progress in there. You can set up the priority of it. You can set up the start date. Probably you can do, and you can also end up saying that the due date for this project. Let's say if the project is starting on 1st of January, 24th of January, then the due date for this task should be 31st of January. And you can add your task in it. Okay, you can probably say need to order domain from the vendor. Okay, and if you want, you can also click on show this on the card, so it will actually show you a little demonstration over there. Now, plus you can create a checklist in there. So a few of the checklist is create login with vendor, add credit to the vendor account. Now I'm just showing you this as an example. Obviously, the checklist will vary from project to project or task to task. So obviously, there's just just a sample case now, which I'm just doing. So please avoid if I've mentioned anything wrong in there, but it's just to show you how things are going to look like. Now, for example, if you have the checklist, you can create a checklist. Okay, probably you say make sure your computer is virus free before you uh, add your credit card. Now there's just a thing option. Now you can also attach documents to it. So for example, if you want to attach a document, you can always click on a document, and you can attach a document based from the team files, from the URL, from your computer. Now let's say we're going to do a small documentation. We're going to say, okay, let's attach this particular document, and it actually then allows you that the document is already attached. Now over here you can assign this particular task. If you want to assign it to your procurement team, or you want to assign it to another person, you can always type in the name of that person and assign it to that person over there. Now, normally when you type the name of the person, you should be able to see, ask you, add assign user plans. Yep, I'm going to add and assign. So it actually has assigned it to the person, and your job card is done. So once it is done, you can close the dialog box and you can see the option. It shows you in the summary that you have 3 checklist items which you need to do. It also shows you that you have attached a document, and also shows you that there is a due date for this particular task. Now, see, the good thing about having this project, having this tool is, for example, you have created one task. Now, what you can also do is you can copy the task. So the next task actually has the same thing, and you can change it on a different, like you can change the name, need to order domain to, and what it does is, so if you actually have two domains you require for your website project, so you can probably create and copy the exact task, and what it does is it creates the whole task again, and you don't need to add the checklist item in there. It just automatically adds it. So it makes your job easier. Just copy and paste. Now, the way how we did was scheduling this task was actually from there. But you can also do one thing is, if you go into the schedule part of your project, you can actually see the pre-to-do task over here, and you can actually assign it to that particular day. So for example, you can see that need to order domain is something which is already scheduled over here, and if you want, you can assign it, drag it, and drop it to that particular day, and it will actually get assigned to that particular time as well. So that's how easy it can be for scheduling a task in your board list. Now, uh, same way you can add and assign the tasks by departments or by people. You can say, you know what, create the web hosting. So you can actually have it in a small preview pane as well, hosting account. And that makes it very simple. You don't need to actually open the detailed view every time, and you can just create, basically make it simple. So um, set up the FTP link and create these multiple tasks, and then keep on adding things like that. So create. um, Now, let's say we want to add few tasks into accounts. So you can also say, all right, what, send invoice to client, or SSL service. So these are some sample things we can just simply do with a task, and it makes it very easy. You know, you can just keep on creating a task in one flow, and it makes it easier. And then, for example, and again, becomes very easy if you can just go, if you want to just schedule it based on the day, and let's say we're gonna schedule these items now in February, so we can just go drag and drop. Okay, this is due by 7, this task is due by 8. You can probably, and if we go a bit further, let's say we say this task was due on the 17th, and we were supposed to order that on the 16th, so that's past today's date. So today's date actually is the 18th of January, but let's say if we have overdue our deadline, how can we see that? So for example, if you go into the charts, it will actually show us how many tasks have been started, how many tasks have been late. So as you were scheduling the tasks, two of those tasks were actually late, and just because they were late, we could easily see them that these are the two tasks which are actually not done on time, or it's behind the due date. Now you can also address, okay, what things are in progress. You can set up the in progress and task and list. You can say, okay, you know, the domain 2 is actually being completed, so the set of FTP link is also in progress. And what it does actually does, and what it actually it will do is, it will give us the exact schedule, saying, okay, you know, out of all the tasks, 5 tasks are left. 2 of them is in progress. You know, one of is actually not even started. two are actually late, but one of them is completed. So it gives you the whole overview of how that whole project looks like. The whole overview of the plan. Now, one of the good things which I really like about Planner is actually that it is mobile. You can actually install Planner on your mobile phone as well. So, in order to access Planner from your mobile phone, you need to install Microsoft Planner app, and you can get the Planner app from the Microsoft website, or you can search in the Play Store and you can get it from there. Now, let me show you how you can access the Planner. So, for example, now this is the mobile phone. Android mobile phone. It's compatible with iOS. It's compatible with Android as well. Let's say you install the app, go into the Planner. Yeah, you can see that you can see the tasks in the Planner now. And now, for example, if I want to select on my task, at the moment it's not showing me any of these tasks. But let's say if I go back and assign a task to myself, so what's going to happen? So let's say I need to, okay, so task one is completed. I want this task to be assigned to this one. Okay, let's say we assign set up the FTP link. We assign that task to myself and then click on close. And what exactly it does is once the task has been assigned, it will actually start showing me on my mobile phone as well. Just a second. Okay. So let's say if I've assigned the task to myself, so assigned, just verify. So once the task has been assigned, I go into my task list and I can search for the planning stage, and it shows me in my task list what task is actually due. And actually then open the task and I can add in more details, and if I want to add a comment, I can add a comment. Yes, this task is work in progress. I can always update that, and this will update. If I want to see the whole bigger plan, the whole feature as well, I can actually always come here and see that accordingly. Accordingly, I can see the whole task and all the tasks assigned. I can see all the tasks based on the buckets assigned for admin or tasks assigned for accounts. Now, one of the good features about Microsoft Planner is that you can also integrate that with Microsoft Teams. Now, how can we use and assign this to Microsoft Teams? Is Microsoft Teams actually is Microsoft communication chat program, which again is also part of the Office 365 suite. And the good advantage of actually having Microsoft Teams is to improve the communication within the team members. And obviously, once we're using the Microsoft Planner, you can actually integrate that with Microsoft Teams as well. So how can we actually do it? Let me just show you around. So let's say I've opened Microsoft Teams. So I've opened the Microsoft Teams, and in order for your planner to be accessible by Teams, you need to click on the three dots and then install the app. Let's see, we search for the tab. Now over here you can see task by planner to do. Just click on that, and what it does is ask you to install the application. Yep, let's click on add, and there you go. So you can see the task, and you can actually see all the tasks assigned to you based on the project, and then from that you can basically finish the task. So hopefully you like the video in relation to Microsoft Planner and how to use it. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach us out at sales@cspro.com.au. Thank you.